Ready then. 449, 450, Christina.
I was in a hurry. A little nervous, a little shaky this week.
Shannon's not here
A
then.
little shaky. Rushing.
I'm sweating. Don't know why.
Shannon. And remember what I'm telling you about this book. This book is not the holy grail of teaching techniques. It's just some ideas. You all can, if you had a really successful time when you taught something and it was good, write it down. Because it's just like diet books, you know, you can always come up with a teaching technique. Some of you in here maybe are future writers of teaching techniques. You don't know where your life's going to take you. It's just amazing.
The main point is to give them direction every step of the way, because I never had that. I never experienced that in most of my educating life. They just expected me to know what they were talking about. You know, and so oftentimes students don't know what we as adults are talking about.
Or when sounding like fever or weight. Have each syllable in your head. Have each syllable in your head. Have each syllable in your head.
John, ready? There we go.
Those out for me.
Sure. Pleasure. Dude.
How was everybody's weekend?
Too short.
Sure.
All right.
I just have to say something which is kind of charming. This is an example exactly what I'm talking about. You look at John's chart and you look at this chart and you can tell that there's a natural spiritual kinship with the different age groups. This is a far more sophisticated chart.
With that comic book kind of edge.
It is. This is awesome. You are such a natural born junior high teacher. You're the bomb.
It'd be a shame if I just end up a counselor.
Well, that's good too. You need that.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely will. All right, why do we pre-write? Why do we outline? That's what everybody, it seems, this chapter seems to be about. Again, if you want to check out the book about outlining, on the pages I was on, it was Bryant, pages 448 and 449. As a reference or a Bible, if you run across that kind of problem with a kid. I'm going to talk about pre-writing because it's something I just learned about this year when I took English 101. I used to have to do it, but I didn't understand it. And once I had a really great English teacher, Marcy Hamilton. I don't know if anybody had her. Marcy Hamilton. She's pretty amazing. She kind of stayed in the back of my email and always helped me, and I always sent stuff in early, and she really helped me attend my A and have it grow and stay in A. We pre-write to throw it around, to investigate, to research a topic, to question an ideal. What are some of the topics? You guys have taken English in high school and other places too. What are some of the topics that you guys have covered in different theses and stuff you've done, Rick?
Unrequited, whatever that word is. Unrequited? What's that word?
Unrequited.
Unrequited, thank you.
Unrequited.
Unrequited love.
Unrequited love. Interesting. What about you, Rochelle?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like a thesis I've written?
What's just a topic from any thesis or a paper that you had to pre-write that you did?
I did a huge paper on sex offenders, or like a book that we had to do, like any kind of book.
All right. What's your first name again?
Allison.
Allison, what about you? What's the topic from a paper that you've written?
Oh, goodness. I compared and contrast the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower.
Do you remember all the research you did? Do you remember pre-writing and everything and how it actually helped you figure out which way you were heading, right?
Yeah.
So why do we go through all this? Why do we pre-write? Why do we outline? Pretty basically to find a direction, right? Why do we need a direction? Well, because we want to capture the reader and want to keep them there. Because we want to create and be part of something worthwhile. Because we want to do our best and get the most out of it, satisfy the call to write, and mainly to just achieve purpose. Why am I writing this paper? So pre-writing is primarily what? Organization, right? For such a straightforward subject, if you think about it, it sure isn't as easy to do as it is to understand organization. Is there anybody here that's mastered it? Organization? Nobody has mastered organization? That's surprising. In my experiences in life, you could say that I've acquired a certain level of knowledge from a very questionable source. I like to call it the wisdom of 1,000 wrong turns. During the era of 1,000 wrong turns, I was just about like everyone else. I wanted a better life. I wanted it all, and I wanted it now. I would wish and I would pray for it. And sadly, my answer would always come back, you can't even organize what you have already.